Hey, good morning. Let's do your Seint tutorial. You'll get a package that has a palette and you'll have your two brushes. You'll have the blush and bronzer brush and you'll have the powder brush, the perfector sponge, the setting spray, which also doubles as a primer. And then the makeup will come in little tins and you just push and slide the top and they slide out. The tins are magnetic, so they just pop in whichever way you want to do them and pop out. I do save the lids, then you can use them to like pop up the other tins. And it's just a good way. I just hold on to them. I went ahead and put them in my palette. I've got amber, which is gonna be your color corrector. I've got wheat, that is your brightener. And then mango, which is your main color. And then we've got henna, plum, and the Bella bronzer. And then on the bottom, I've got Angel, which is the illuminator, the Vanilla Dust setting powder, Sabrina, Lullaby, Oak, and Foxy. I have put toner on my face and some moisturizer. I'm gonna take the setting spray and the perfector sponge, and I'm just squirting it all over the sponge. And I'm just gonna dab it all over my face. And while that sits for a second, we're gonna go ahead and get our makeup going. We will start with amber, and sometimes it's a lot easier at first to apply the makeup with your finger. So you kind of figure out how much you need to use. It takes a lot less than what you're used to. So I'm gonna take my ring finger, and I'm just gonna kind of dot it on my nose and kind of anywhere else you might have any discoloration, or if you have some darkness under your eyes, wherever you want to color correct, really. And I'm just gonna kind of lightly pat it on. Okay, I'm gonna start with the powder brush. I'm gonna take that angled end, it's a real dense end, and I am gonna go into your brightest color, which is wheat. And I'm just gonna kind of pat it. And I'm gonna start in the middle, and I'm gonna do like a 3. It's kind of like a tulip shape. And you'll come down your nose. I'll do it right there and on my chin. And you don't want to do it directly under your eye, okay? So we're going to do it in the corner, the outer part. Okay, so those are going to be our brightest areas. And then we're going to go in with our main color, and that is mango. I'm going to use that same end. And you're just going to kind of pat it kind of in an arch shape on your forehead. And this is going to go on the main areas of your face. So we're going to kind of leave this area open on our cheekbones, okay? The kind of all the big open areas. And I do a dot or two just to kind of blend it all together, and I'll brush what's left of my brush onto my eyelids. Then we're going to go in with henna. That's going to be your contour, and all that means is we're putting it on your face where the natural shadows fall. So contour just means shadows, pretty much. So we're going to go right at your hairline. And then we're going to find your cheekbone, and we're just going to kind of flick it up and back. Then you're going to find your jawline, and you're going to bring it down your jawline. And then find that little cleft behind your, like on your chin, and go back a finger, like a finger width. And then I just kind of pull it down my neck. So as of right now, you've got your 3 main highlights. Amber we used as your color corrector, wheat was your brightener, and mango was your main, and henna, which was the contour. Those 4 colors are on your face. We want to keep it one layer. So we're going to switch over to the fluffy end of the powder brush, and we're going to start from the inside and work our way out, and we're just going to blend it all together doing like a patting motion. So you're really just kind of pushing it into your skin. You're not really pulling, pushing, dragging, anything like that. And you just kind of, there's a little bit of a flick motion to it that I do. Just kind of push and flick, and I'll work my way out. Then when you get to the contour, I just kind of, I'm still blotting, but I'm just kind of flicking it back and down, whichever way I'm going. So kind of pat and back. And they're cream, so they're not gonna set until we set them. You can still move them around as you want or need. And we're all blended. So next, let's go in with this plum. I'm gonna take that fluffy end and I'm just gonna do a little dab into it. And just kind of find the apple of your cheek. Go back a little bit and just tap it on and blend it in until it's the brightness that you want. So you get that little bit of blush going. And then next in your palette, I put them in order, is the Bella Bronzer. And this is where we're gonna switch over to the blush and bronzer brush. And for bronzer, you kind of want to do it in an E-shaped and a 3 shape. So I'm gonna start with the smaller end. There's a smaller end and then a fluffy end. They're both fluffy, but I'm gonna just kind of tap into the bronzer. And I am just gonna kind of tap in that general shape of the E and 3. Then I'll flip to the big fluffy side. And I am just gonna blend it all in, and that's gonna give you that warm, summery glow. And you've got that warmth just right there. I love it. Next in our lineup is this angel, and that's the illuminator. So I like to use my finger, and I'll put it on the highest part of my cheek, and I'm just gonna tap it. So this is not a color that you're actually gonna just like, well, once I blend it in, you're not gonna really be able to see it. But when you go out and the sun or a light hits you, the light disperses and it gives us just really pretty glow. You can either pick up the powder brush or the blush and bronzer, doesn't matter. And I'm just gonna lightly dab that in. Okay, so next let's go into our eyeshadows. I'm gonna pick up the smudge brush. It has like a arch shape on one end and a more of a cone shaped on the other. I'm gonna go in with the arch shape and I'm gonna go into Sabrina. I'm gonna put it all over from my lash line to my brow line. Always make sure I get that inner corner. And I'll flip over to the cone side and I'm gonna go in to Lullaby. I have hooded eyes, which means when I open my eyes, my crease disappears. So open, crease, closed, crease is gone. So I'm gonna go with the color a little bit above my crease, and that's just so we can see the color when I open my eyes. I'm gonna start up there and I'm gonna come down to my crease, and then I'm just gonna attach it a little bit to that lower lid. And I'm just gonna start with a little bit and then just add to it to get to the shade that I'd like. I'm gonna take that same end and just do a little dab into that oak and just do a little V out in the corner. And I'm gonna flip over to the end that we used Sabrina with. I'm gonna lightly kind of blend, just lightly going back and forth. I didn't add anything to my brush, just using what's on there just to kind of give that a softer transition. And then I'm gonna go down here and just kind of lightly windshield wiper buff that in a little bit just to blend on my hair. You want to leave the brightest areas from the inner corner and get darker as it goes out. So I'm going to use that same cone shaped end. I'm actually going to wipe it off on this little brush cleaner. You can wipe it off on a towel. And I'm going to go into that Foxy. And I'm just going to pat from the inside out. Kind of blend all those colors together and give it just a little bit of a shimmer. It's more of a satin, it's not really a shimmer. And your eyes are done. I am going to take a little bit of that angel and just do it in this upper outer part above my eye. And just a little bit down my nose just to give it a nice little glow when you go out. Take your mascara of choice and apply that. I like to take the perfector sponge, squirt it with the setting spray, roll it around, and then I just kind of dab it all over. It's going to put the setting spray on your face, but it's also going to pick up any extra makeup if you ever got heavy-handed anywhere. I also like to finish. It's kind of a double kind of overkill. You don't have to do both if you don't want to, but I like to take the setting powder and I just popped it out so it'd be easier to hold. And I'm gonna squeeze together the real fluffy end of the blush and bronzer brush and just kind of brush it all over. And you, my friend, are done. So that was all of your colors in your Seint palette. And we applied using the blush and bronzer brush, the powder brush, and then I also used the smudge brush. And we've got the setting spray and the perfector sponge. And that's it. I'm so excited for you to get your goodies. If you have any questions, let me know, and talk to you soon. Bye.